Hi friends, happy Friday. Welcome to another Friday Fun Day. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you have stopped by today. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I sure hope you do. So I've got a really fun pop-up card today that I just learned how to do this week, thanks to Dawn Griffith. She's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and has a channel here on YouTube, Dawn's Stamping Thoughts. So, yeah, I watched her make it and I thought, oh, that's fun. And I had to come right into my stamp room and make one too. So I thought that I would show you how to do it. It's gonna look a little complicated, but it just stick with it and it's not. It's really fun. So I'm gonna be using this Best Butterflies stamp set and the dies. These are the coordinating dies that come with it. I'm not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so if you like any of these things and want to purchase some and you don't have a demonstrator, message me or leave me a comment and I will pass a name on to you. Or if you do have a demonstrator, then you can order with them. Okay, I just used to sell Stampin' Up! And I still love it, so I still use it. Alrighty, don't be bashful to get on the chat and chat with me and the other folks while we're doing this, because that just makes it fun and it keeps me company as well. So again, this card is called Double Door Pop-Up Card, and I'm going to give you some measurements. So I'm going to talk a little bit slow for a minute so that you can grab a piece of paper and something to write with and write these measurements down. Okay, so for the main card base, I'm going to bring my trimmer in here. We are going to cut a piece of cardstock. I've already got mine cut to 5.5 by 5 3/4. Okay, so let's see here. This is the 5.5 edge and the 5 3/4 edge. And so I'm trying to figure out here now which way I need to turn it. So this is the 5.5. Okay, so this is the 5 3/4. All right, so we are going to score with the 5 3/4 side edge up here at the top. We're going to score at 4 1/4. And hopefully I have this in here right so that my card turns out the right size. And I will just do a little look-see there. Hey, yeah, okay. So now we've got our 4 1/4 by 5.5. Hi, Marianne. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so 5.5 by 5 3/4, and then scored at 4 1/4 to give us our A2 size card with this little lip here. All right, so that's the main part of the card base. And then we've got 2 strips here that's going to be our pop-up mechanism. Okay, so these are cut at 1.5 inches by 5 inches each. So you need 2 of those at 1.5 by 5. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in my trimmer because now we're going to score this in half at 3/4. So this is really super easy. I mean, once you do one, it's going to be like, okay, that was easy. So there we have it scored in half, and then I'm going to put it back in my trimmer. So this is 1.5 inches wide, and we're going to want like a square area up here at the top. We're not going to score it again, but we're going to mark it with a pencil. So put it in there and move it down to the 1.5 inch mark, and then just put a little pencil mark on each side. Sorry, you weren't seeing what I was doing. I'm really sorry about that. So I put it back in my trimmer, and I marked it at 1.5 inches on each side. And I will do the second one, and you can see what I did because I had my trimmer too far up. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm putting it in at 3/4 of an inch so that I can score it lengthwise in half. So there we go. And then I'm just going to turn it and move it up to 1.5 inches. Take my pencil and put a little mark on each side. Okay. Then you're just going to put it back in here and line up one of the top corners diagonally with the pencil mark on the other side and score. So then it's going to look like that. And then we'll put it in and do the other one. So you'll put the opposite corner in, line it up with your pencil mark on the other side, and score. So now this is what it looks like. So you've got your long one down the center and your crisscross up there at the top. So let me just do the other one here. What did I do with my pencil marks? I thought I put them on there. Oh, there they are. Okay. So I'm just going to line these up and score this one the same as the other. So there is that. And I think I can move this out of the way for the time being. Okay, so now you want to just make sure that you have your bone folder and you reinforce these score lines and do them both directions because you want to make these kind of nice and loosey-goosey. Okay, and then you're just going to do that diagonal fold there. And turn it the other way. Okay, and then I'm going to take my eraser. My little pencil marks were so tiny. I mean, you're not going to see them anyway, but I will just erase them off of there. So now what we're going to do is we are going to cut this on this little diagonal line up to the center and then straight up that score line there. And then just straight up that score line. So now you've got this. And we're going to do the other one the exact same way. And I will go ahead and erase my little pencil mark first. No biggie. Like I said, it's not going to show anyway, but And please, if you have any questions as I'm going along, don't be afraid to ask. This color of cardstock that I'm using is a Stampin' Up! Cardstock, and it is Fresh Freesia. It's a really pretty lavendery kind of color, or orchid, or freesia. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the same thing, cut on that diagonal to the center and then straight up that center score line. So now we have that. We have two of them that look the same, but we're going to flip one over so that they look like that, and actually they're going to go like this into our card. So since we're working on this, let's just go ahead and get that put in. The first card, when I watched Dawn do this, we've created little hinges here, and she glued the hinges in, and after I made the first one, I found that gluing the hinges in kind of at the beginning made the rest of the card difficult for me to put together, so I'm not going to glue the hinges until the very last. Okay, so let me bring the card base in. And you're going to have, I'm going to call this the short side, okay? So you're going to have the short side on the outside edge of your card, and it's going to go just like that. And the only part you're going to glue is the short side back here. So we'll put glue on the back of it and put it like that. You can use something other than glue if you want, but glue gives you that little bit of wiggle room to get it right where it needs to go. So I would say you would really want to use a liquid glue when you're putting this one together. All right. So now the short edge is like that. I've only got the glue on the back side of the short edge, and it's going to line up right with the left edge of my card on the side and on the bottom. And then I just like to fold it over to make sure none of my glue oozed out, because you don't want that other side sticking down. What that does is create a hinge for a door that we're going to put on there. And then this is our hinge for the top, and this is the part that I'm not going to glue until the end, okay? So now I've got my other side over here, and you kind of want to lay it down because I made another one earlier and I put the glue on the top instead of the back side, so I had to cut me a new piece. So you just want to lay it down and like, okay, so now there's my short. I want to put my short side, I want to put the glue on the back of that. And again, it might look like it's difficult, but it really isn't. After you make the first one, you'll be like, that isn't hard at all. It's just a little time consuming cutting the pieces, but that's not even any big deal because the card is actually so fun to put together, and it turns out so cute in the end. So you will be having fun making it. Now you can go ahead and reinforce that score line again. Okay, so now I have the door pieces, what I'm going to call the door pieces. And these, you need two of these, and these are cut at 2 inches by 3.5 inches. So 2 door pieces at 2 inches by 3.5 inches. And you're going to want to have 2 pieces of designer or patterned paper the same size. So 2 inches by 3.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and attach my patterned paper pieces that I cut for my doors, because that's kind of what I found to be the easiest. So how do I want them? I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, so you can see there that they're the same size. So I'm going to just go ahead and put glue on here. And if you don't want to put patterned paper on, you don't have to, but you'll see in the end. You could also stamp your own design if you want, and so you wouldn't have to do patterned paper. You could stamp something. You could use white cardstock and then just stamp it and not have the second piece of paper, if that makes sense. So again, these doors measure 2 by 3.5, and you need 2 of them. And if you want patterned paper, it will be the same measurement. So there we go. I'm going to set those aside, and then I've got these little edge strips. Our doors are going to attach to this hinge right here, and then we've got these little edge strips. So I've got a different patterned paper that I've cut out to put on those, and these, you'll need 2 of these, and these are a 1/2 inch by 4 inches. So 1/2 inch by 4 inches. Oh, which side do I want? I think I want, they're both so cute, but I've got the same thing for the top that's going across the top of my card. So I'm going to use this fun little pattern on the other side. These skinny pieces are a little bit more fussy to put the glue on. Okay, so now this is just going to go over here, and you do have a little bit of a border around your patterned paper, so you just want to lay it down and eyeball that border. So see, it's pretty easy. And I will try to go back in and put the paper, the measurements for your pieces in the description box when I'm done here and I load this video up. Well, it'll automatically load up, but I will go back and add that into the description box. But you'll have to watch the video because I'm not going to type out all the instructions, and it would be kind of hard. So you might just have to replay the video again to watch the scoring information and stuff like that. But like I said, once you do it one time, you're going to have it down. Okay, so there's that. And then here are my little doors. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these in place. So they're just going to glue to the hinge there. So the easiest thing to do is take this little piece that's wanting to flop over here and go ahead and fold it over, and that shows you where to put your glue. You don't want to go up under there at all, because if you get glue under there and glue your hinge down, it's not going to work right. So can you see how I put that little line of glue there? So just keep the glue on this little side of your hinge. Easy peasy. and then just line it up with the bottom of your card and over to that score line. And you want to keep your edges straight down here at the bottom. Okay, I don't think I have glue oozing out, maybe a little bit there. Okay, I'm just going to let that flop there, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing over here on the other side. So put my little line across at the top, and then just get my glue on there. And I like this Tombow Mono glue because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room, not a whole lot, but a little bit because it dries really fast. And I also like the this glue, the art glitter glue. Works the same kind of way, but it has a little bit finer tip even than the Tombow Mono. Okay, and then we're just going to get this on here up to that score line and flush with the bottom. Let me make sure I don't have glue coming out. There's a little bit. Okay. So now just to get these out of the way, you just go ahead and fold them over like that. I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to give this another little enforcement with my bone folder here. And I'm going to go ahead and attach my pretty little piece that I have for the top. Now this piece is cut at 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And so that is just the little patterned paper for the front top flap. And that is just going to go right here. I like all the different patterns of paper, especially when you've got ones that coordinate with each other. Makes it super easy. Okay, so now then, for the insides of the doors, you have options, but you definitely need to have 2 pieces of, this is optional too because you can use whatever color or pattern paper on the inside of here, but these 2 pieces are 1 7/8 by 3 3/8, and they're going to fit on the inside of your door panels right there. And I'm not going to put those in yet because I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp on those. And then for the front, I've got, because I couldn't make up my mind what I wanted to do, I cut 1 out of the fresh freesia and 1 out of the white with these. Now you can do whatever you want for the front. If you want to cut out an oval to put here, you can. If you wanted to cut out a circle to fit within this area, you can. You want to cut out a bigger rectangle or a square. It's whatever you want, basically to fit whatever design you're going to put on the front. But I used the some of my favorite dies that you see me use all the time, scalloped contours. I used the get that in there. This one right here. It's the 3rd largest. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So I used that one, and that is what cut this. And then for the my rectangle piece, I used the stitched rectangles from Stampin' Up! And it's also the third die here. So it's this one right here is the size I used for what I'm going to be doing. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and be doing something like that. Or I might do this. Ooh, I kind of think I like that better. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use that one. So I have it cut in white and the fresh freesia. Let me put the lid on my glue real quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut that edge off at the stitch line. So I'm just going to do this. So right on that where the die made the stitches. And then I will nest it right on top of the other one. But first, I'm going to stamp on it. All right, so I'm going to set that and this out of the way for a minute. I've also got a piece to fit on the inside here. And what you can do is you can make this card a fold over card. So if you want to have even more sentiments, you can make this a fold over card. And if you want to do that, you're going to want to cut your cardstock at 3 3/4 by 8 inches and then score it in half at 4. So I didn't want a fold over card, I just wanted the centerpiece. So mine's cut at 3 3/4 by 4, and then it's going to fit in there just nicely with a little border around it. Okay, like that. So let me do some stamping here. I've got my 2 inside pieces for my door and my front piece. And I'm going to bring the stamps in. So I just need to figure out and make some butterflies. Let me get a block. I actually did these 2 little ones that I may use. I might put these on the front. And I just stamped right onto pattern paper and then went over and colored it, and I used the dies. I wanted to see how these 2 little dies stamped out or cut out, and this is what you end up with. So I might put those on the front. I think they would look really cute. So I think I'm going to do that. So I really only need to stamp on the 2 little inside door pieces. So I think I'm going to use this one. And let me just bring my paper over so I can look at the colors here, because I like to matchy match. Okay. So let's see. What color do I want to make this butterfly? I think I will do one. Ooh, maybe I will do one with that darker, what is that? Starry Sky. These are they're new in colors. And it's a really pretty blue. These butterfly stamps are fun because you can turn them sideways. I mean, there's so many different options of how to make your butterfly. So I'm going to do that. And that. Cute. Okay. Okay, I'm going to be having a bunch of stuff in the way. Let me get that ink pad closed and put away before I stick my fingers in it. And this stamp. And I'm going to pull out the body. And my Memento Black. It's a butterfly. All right, so now for the fun of it, I'm going to take my Light Fresh Freesia. Let's see, how's that going to do? Okay, I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to bleed. Cute. Okay. And then I have got Light Calypso Coral. And I'll do the bottom wings that color. How fun. Okay. All right, there's that butterfly. And then maybe we'll do a little one over here. All right, let's make that one. I'm gonna do the Tahitian tide. I love this. Hee hee. So cute. All right. And then we need to give that one a body. Wow, that's a really big body for that little tiny butterfly. Oh well, that's the smallest one. All right. And what color should I make that butterfly? I've got Granny. Oh, look what I did. Oh my gosh. Well, I'll have to figure out a way to disguise that because I'm not going to start over. I'm using light Granny Apple Green. Me and my fingers in the ink. All right, 2 cute butterflies. And there's these background things. So there's triangles and there's dots. And I'm going to do the dots. And what color do I want? Maybe I will do the sweet sorbet. This one. Do we have that color in this? Oh, no, we don't. So I don't want to use the sweet sorbet. I did Starry Sky on the butterfly. There's crushed curry. I'm looking at what to hide my boo-boo with. So maybe I will just do, well, Tahitian Tide wasn't in there either, so I mean, it's got that bright color on there, but they're saying that is Calypso Coral, so let me see how this stamps out. Okay, it does stamp out bright. All right, let me see how creative I can get. Now I've got ink all over the side of that block. Okay, let me see if I can line this up in a manner to hide my boo-boo. I'm going to do it just like that. And I'm just going to say, you know what? It's a handmade card, and don't look too close. And actually, I'm not going to say anything. They can, whoever gets it, just doesn't need to be looking that closely. That's what I say. Okay, I like that. I think it's cute. Just don't look at the boo-boo. Just ignore it. Pretend like it's not there. Okay, so let me close this before I go sticking my fingers in it. And put this away. set that aside, and then maybe I will just do like one bigger butterfly on this one. Let me see what I can accomplish here. I like this. So I wonder, I like that. So let's use fresh freesia maybe. Or is that too light? I'm gonna do fresh freesia. It's kind of bubbly. I'll just hold it there for a second. And then what color do I want for the bottom half of that one? I think I'll go with the parakeet party again. I like this green. And we need a body for that butterfly. I'm going to do the big one this time. See if I can keep my hands out of the ink. See, there's green ink on this block, so let me get that off. All right. It's a butterfly. So this is light calypso coral that I am doing the polka dots with. Did I clean that? I think I did, but I will give it a wipe to be sure. Okay, and then I'm going to use the little, do I have a smaller block here? Let me grab one. I'm going to use the little triangles this time. I suppose I'll do the same color, the Calypso Coral. There we go. All right, let me get some of this stuff out of the way. And we can get these. Cute. Okay. Just going to take my sand eraser and see if that will come off at all. I haven't really had much luck getting ink pad ink off with the sand eraser. And I'm not this time either, but I thought I'd try it just in case. I don't really want to make it any worse, so I'm just going to leave it. Okay, let's glue this one on. Okay, there is that. And then I have my little circle dies here. These are the layering circles from Stampin' Up, which you could use circles or squares or ovals or whatever you want. And I'm going to just use this smallest one here and maybe that wavy one there. And I need a little piece of white here. And I've got a scrap of fresh freesia there. And maybe we'll do the starry sky. I want the hay. Here it is. Hey. There's that. And I'm just going to snip this off so I don't need to run that whole piece through my machine. And then I want a piece of that. I keep all my little scraps. All right. And I'm going to run these through real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, this is going to go on there. So I just need to put glue over here on half of it, and I'm even going to go just a little bit less than half because I don't want to take a chance of that glue getting where I don't want it. And we'll just pop that right there. Okay, so on my inside piece, oh, that's so cute and bright when you open it up. Okay, make sure I've got it going the direction I want it. I think I'm going to do the sending good vibes. Must be this one. Yep. And I'm going to use this Starry Sky. And just for fun, I'm going to put some of those little polka dots. Oopsie. There we go. All right. I want to wipe my fingers off real quick. Just because. Okay. Now I'm just going to use some of my ATG here. cute. Okay, so then this is going to go on here, and I've got my two little butterflies. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to bring in this Tahitian Tide and grab a blending brush. And just give the illusion of some sky here. I love this color, so pretty. All right. Uh-oh, why am I frozen? Hmm. Okay, I am so sorry, you guys. I had no idea that my phone, I don't know what happened. I've never, the battery was running out. I've never had that happen before, and my phone was charged, so. Okay, so I think where I left off, which I didn't even realize, was I had glued the two inside panels in, and then I made this little medallion here with my circle dies. I took my blending brush with some of that Tahitian Tide ink and inked up this piece that's going to fit here on the inside of this. And then this is going to get attached to the front. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 scallops. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where I know I can put my glue. And let's see. So that one little scallop needs to go in the middle. So I'm putting it in the middle line right there. So there we go. I think that's going to be pretty much centered. And then I'm going to put these little butterflies right on the front. So I'm just going to put some glue right down the center of the body here. And then after that dries in a minute, I can fluff up those wings a little bit. And while that's drying, I'm going to pull in the little embellishments that goes along with this set. These are called Fun Flowers resin shapes from Stampin' Up. So this stuff's all in their current catalog right now. And these are in the new in color colors. And where's my little, here it is. Here we go. Okay, so now to make this card turn into magic. So you've got your little hinges here. You're going to fold them up like that so they're pointing up. And then these little triangles right here, the only thing that we are going to attach glue to. And then we can straighten it out. And I think I can just, bring this down like this. Oopsie, I bent my little wing. Okay, and just hold that there for a second. And when you open it, it's magic. Isn't that cute? I love it. And really, it's just the decorating that takes the longest. Because the actual putting together the card base, it does not take very long. And so then if you wanted to make this inside piece, like I said, another card that opens with the top fold, you would just make it, let me give you that measurement again. You would make it 3 3/4 by 8 inches and then score it at 4 inches to give you a top folding card. So then it would open like this, and then it would have another flap if you had a lot of stuff to say or you wanted more greetings, then you could have that be another card inside that opens up. So let me show you the other two that I've made. This one, and I used the cute little Sweet Songbird. There's the stamp set and the punch. And this is a photopolymer stamp set. And here's the card I made with it. I used all the same papers again, and they are the Butterfly Kisses papers and the inks that match. So here's that one. And I thought it turned out cute. Okay, so there's those two. And then this one I haven't quite finished yet. I used, let me show you what I used. I used the Happier Than Happy. This set is so cute, and it's a red rubber set. And it's got coordinating dies, and then super cute papers that come with it. And those are all Stampin' Up. And I'm not quite done with it yet. I don't have any bling on it. I'm not sure what I want to put on it yet. And I might want to put a little thing over here that says hello or something. Just not sure. Or I might put it in here. But yeah, so there's the inside. I put the little fox and the owl in there. And I don't have anything here yet. But I love those papers, and that bear, he is so cute. Very cute. All right. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm sorry there was that little glitch. I didn't realize that my phone had a low charge. I don't know what the heck. I had it plugged in last night, so I'll have to check that out. All right, you guys have a great weekend. Check back tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a Saturday morning makes, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.